Ah, no, I'm not stressing, I promise. Yes, so it's been a little while, mainly because there's not much to talk about. I think everyone can agree on this 4-0 defeat to Chelsea that we are not in form. The match was rubbish, and there's not a lot to talk about because you don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it anyway for your entertainment and not for mine. So, I'm not very alarmed by losing 4-0. Chelsea have spent like 400 mil, we've spent 20. They've just got all the players in the world they need, so much attacking flair, and we had nothing. Sacco had 3 howlers, all 3 of them led to goals. I don't know what he's thinking. I'm really struggling to see why we didn't try and force him out the door. I know some people say, oh, he's our best centre-back when he's on form, but he's on form for 5 matches a season. He's injured for the other half of the season, and he's getting 120 grand a week. I think it's time for him to go, you know. 31, I think. But he had an awful game. I don't think it's worth it. I think we need a young centre-back to come in. But, I don't know. He seems to have a mistake a game, and that mistake normally leads to a goal or Gaeta having to dig him out of the shit, really. It's just not very good football to watch. I don't think he's that good of a player. Mitchell and Ward got targeted very heavily in this match. They were definitely thought out as weak links. They got their wingers to push up high against them. Also with Mitchell not having Schlupp on the left side and having Eze instead. By having Schlupp there as well, it's basically like got 2 left backs. But Ward's just Ward, he's just rubbish all the time. Klein needs to get done as soon as possible, I think, so we can start playing Klein and then having Ward as a backup, because I think Klein will most likely be better than Ward, even though he's not been playing at all. He looked alright when he was at Bournemouth. Eze needs to play in the middle. He was lost in that game. He didn't really do much. Had a couple good dribbles. The same thing as SARR, really, but Hodgson needs to learn how to change tactics before half time. Before half time, Zaha didn't touch the ball hardly ever, and I'm sorry, but you can't have the best player in your team being positioned out of the game. Not even marked out of the game, positioned out of the game. Hodgson needs to move him back. Needs to drop IU for the next match. Needs to put Batman up top. We looked better when we didn't actually look better. I thought that we put on Batman, but we couldn't because it's a Chelsea match. He should have put on Benteke at half time. IU was awful in this match. Mitchell, that shouldn't have been a penalty. Abraham just threw himself to the ground. And yeah, we've got 2 weeks now. We really need to regroup. Really need to strengthen in the areas such as fullback, and I think that Hodgson needs to learn how to change a little bit of the formation to get Eze more central and Schlupp on the wing. I think it will have to mean that we drop one of our 2 strikers, but I think if Zaha isn't a striker and he drops to a wing or a foot forward, more centrally winger position where he can still go after fullbacks instead of centre halves, I think that would be best for us. I think a 4-2-3-1 formation maybe with Eze sitting in the hole, 4-5-1 with Eze a little bit further forwards than Maka and McAfee. But yeah, international also happened the other day. Zaha, Benteke, Batman and Luca all played in their games. Batman scored, brilliant goal really. He needs to start against Brighton. Zaha assisting there and getting a penalty for Ivory Coast, and Luca did a nice crunching slide tackle on Sorloth, which was very funny to watch. I enjoyed that one, definitely. There must have been a little bit of beef going on there. Transfer Weekly now. The deadline has slammed closed and nothing was done by Crystal Palace. Very upsetting. Thought that at least something was going to get done. I don't know why I stayed hopeful, but I stayed up all night. Not really a good idea, if I do say so myself. We could still dip into the championship if we want to. I think right now there's not really any rumours, but yeah, I'm not sure. I would take Josh King. We need another forward, 10 million there or thereabouts. I think that would be a nice little bit of deal. Ben Rama seems like he's going to be done at West Ham. It looks like a £30 million deal. As we said again, West Ham overpaying for players again. It'll be class, but 27-year-old, £30 million. I'm not very sure about that one. News which has come out about an hour or two ago is that it looks like well, they're saying from the Daily Mail and other places like that, apparently Palace are going to smash their transfer record and go for a £32.5 million bid for Ismail SARR. If this is true, this would be brilliant business. It will be one of our best windows ever. I still think we need a striker, but getting a Ismail SARR, which is a better winger than Townsend, which means it will free up Zaha a little bit more, which means Zaha can play better. I think Ismail SARR, we wanted him like 2 years ago. We wanted Alan Saint-Maximin last year. Even though we're getting him 2 years too late, I still think it'll be a class signing. He'll be a brilliant addition to the team. Class team. Class. Amazing if we get it done, but I don't think we will. Anyway, that's your video for this week. Sorry it was a bit low energy. Don't really like losing 4-0. No one really does, but you know. Anyway, on to the next one. Let's fuck up Brighton. Come on.